What is going on, everyone? It is Film Talk with Mikey here. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video. I am back just to give you guys a short little answer, just life. Um, there's a lot going on. I may do a video discussing it, but for the time being, I am back, and no better way than to do a collection update. This is going to be a variety of thrift stores. We have Salvation Army, Goodwill, we have Waterfront, Mission Thrift Store, and we have some titles I got in a Second and Charles mystery box. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of great titles here, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to start off with some of the Second and Charles mystery box titles that I got. So starting off with The Waterboy, great Adam Sandler film. I'm sure by now everyone has seen this. Still makes me laugh, and I do want to eventually get the Blu-ray. A lot of these I do plan to upgrade. That's the great thing about picking these up on DVD. I can get them cheap. I do watch them, and then when I decide to upgrade, I am able to upgrade them. I've done it in the past. If you've been subscribed to the channel for quite a while, you guys know that I have done a upgrade challenge, which I'm still not that challenge is still not completed, but we're gonna eventually get there. But I've been able to sell the DVD copies and upgrade to Blu-ray or 4K without any issues. So, but continuing on, next is National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation. I do like the vacation films. Of course, nothing beats the first film, and I would say Christmas Vacation is a second close. But Vegas Vacation, I thought was really good. It is the last one that we got. I think this is like late 90s, yeah, 97. So if you haven't seen any of them, I highly recommend you do so. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. They're entertaining, they're cheesy, they're fun. Next is Waiting, a classic early Ryan Reynolds film. It also stars Anna Faris. You've got Justin Long. You've got Dan Cook, Chi McBride. I mean, the list goes on. Andy Milonakis, Louis Guzman. It's definitely, in my personal opinion, a very underrated film. It, of course, would get a straight to DVD and Blu-ray sequel, which in a rare occasion is actually a really good sequel. It brought majority of the cast back other than a couple of the big names, but all in all, I think the sequel is really good as well. Not as good as the first movie, but I think it's definitely up there. Next we have The Rescuers, a classic Disney film, one of my personal favorites. I also would like to get The Rescuers Down Under. At one point, if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, at one point I was trying to get all the Disney films, Pixar, the animated stuff, and the live action. And then, of course, at that time I lost my job, so I had to pretty much sell everything off. So I'm trying to slowly get back into that, building up that collection, and no better way than getting The Rescuers. Next, we have The Ringer, great Johnny Knoxville film, very funny, maybe offensive and controversial in today's age, but I think everybody did a fantastic job in this film. There are some moments that you can definitely tell were not in the script, especially the mall and ice cream scene. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. Now, there is a Blu-ray for this, but this is one of the occasions where the Blu-ray is way overpriced compared to the DVD. This DVD, you can get it for $5, maybe a little bit more, depending on what the demand is for it. But the Blu-ray itself, kind of came and went up there, in price. So, it might be a holy grail for a lot of people. And this is a 20th Century Fox release, so a lot of those Blu-rays did go out of print pretty quick and went up in price. Next, we have Frequency, great movie that deals with time travel, and I wouldn't say it kind of time travel, but altering time in a way as well. And I guess the movie did so well and grew a cult following that the CW ended up doing a series, which only lasted one season, I believe. But you got Dennis Quaid in it, and for some reason, this one does not have a 4K. It does have a Blu-ray, and yeah, great story, great cast. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Next is the Brothers Grimm. I have yet to see this movie, but I've heard some pretty great things. If you're not familiar with the Brothers Grimm, I think they're the ones that wrote a lot of the fairy tales, but those stories were not, in a way where they weren't as what we expect them to be. Like they were more dark, and more into the horror element, I believe. All right, so continuing on, next we have White Chicks, which is a great, Wayne's Brothers film. They did state that they would do a sequel if Scary Movie 6 does really well, so hopefully that does happen. And when I got this inside the Second Charles mystery box, this one was actually sealed, which was great because I actually decided to not pick this one up at the Goodwill when I went. I kind of just held off, but it worked out because I was able to get it brand new. Next is Like Mike. This is a really fun one. Little Bow Wow, now he's known as Bow Wow, gets these shoes, these old like Michael Jordan shoes that give him the ability to play basketball very well. It's just a fun early 2000s film, and yeah, definitely recommend it. Next, we have Mafia. This was probably the first one I saw when I opened up the box, and I'm so glad to finally have this in the collection. This one's not easy to come by. I think it is affordable. I think it can go anywhere from like $7 to $10 on eBay, but it's just not one you come across very often. Now, there is a Blu-ray. I believe it's like a double feature Mill Creek release, which is not, those double features or multi-film collections are not the greatest transfer. So I don't mind having the DVD, but it has a great cast. I mean, Christina Applegate, Jay Moore. You've got Lloyd Bridges, who I believe this was one of his final roles. And if you're not familiar with Lloyd Bridges, he's in the Airplane movies. He is the father to Jeff Bridges and Beau Bridges. So, yeah, I'm excited to revisit that one. It's been quite a while. Another one that I got that was brand new is Caddyshack. So I'm trying to basically, in a way, replace a lot of my Snapper case DVDs because a lot of the cases I have are not in the best shape, and I'm just trying to make everything look flush. And of course, down the road, I'll upgrade, like I've mentioned many times. But yeah, Caddyshack, fantastic movie. Saw this for the first time a few years back and really enjoyed it. There is a sequel. I have yet to watch the sequel. I heard it's not as good, but who knows? Next, we have What Planet Are You From? Now, I had this in my collection at one point, but the condition was not great. The disc was not really all that great, so found a better, got a better disc condition for this. So, looks like a fun movie, like a late 90s film, you know, children's kind of film, something I grew up with, but it's got a great cast. I mean, you've got John Goodman, Annette Bening, you've got Ben Kingsley, Greg Kinnear, Gary Shandling, Linda Ferrantino. I mean, just with a great cast like that, you really can't go wrong. Next is The Girl Next Door. Comes with a really cool slip, but I don't believe this was supposed to be like this. I think it was cut. But yeah, this is definitely, in my personal opinion, a forgotten comedy. It just, I don't hear people talk about this movie as often as they should, but it's got a great cast. You got Timothy Oliphant, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, James Remar, you've got Paul Dano, which is pretty cool to see him in this. The fact that this is like over 20, wait, no, is it over 20 years? Yeah, I think this came out like 2004, 2005. No, 2004. Yeah, so 20 years. Wow. That's thinking about that just is crazy. But yeah, very glad to add that into the collection. Gonna go ahead and take a sip of my coffee. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. I do a lot of movie related content, so if that's something you guys are into, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys end up liking this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out, and you guys are more than welcome to comment. If you want me to can't speak. If you want me to, here we go again. Let's rewind that. If you would like for me to subscribe to your channel, put the link to your channel in the comment section, and I will be more than glad to comment, or more than glad to subscribe to your channel. Whether you have any videos or not, I'm still going to subscribe. If you have 1 subscriber, 3 subscribers, 100 subscribers, it don't matter. I'm going to subscribe to your channel. So if you would like that, then again, put the link to your channel in the comment section. All right. So, continuing on. Next we have Godzilla, which is a film I'm sure everyone has seen by now. I like it. It's cheesy, but I do enjoy it. This one was a nice little surprise. I've been trying to find this movie for quite a while, and to find it in that mystery box was definitely icing on the cake, and that is Bubble Boy, a early Jake Gyllenhaal film. It's fun, it's classic, it's entertaining, and you can't really go wrong. You know, that $500? It's very quotable. This one was also factory sealed. This is Stand By Me, a great coming of age film. I'm sure by now everyone has seen this movie. Highly recommend it. Another one that was also sealed is probably one of my favorite Arnold and DeVito films, and that is Twins. So glad to get this. I still want to eventually buy the Shout Select Blu-ray, which is really affordable, so sometime down the road I will upgrade that. I would also like to get Junior. That's another Arnold film that I like. They're cheesy, but they're entertaining. Next we have The Fifth Element. By now everyone has seen this. Such a great film. Just classic, great cast. I like the effects, the visuals, the set pieces. Everything is just absolutely amazing there. Next is Barbershop. Yeah, great movie. The more I look back on it, I prefer the first movie over the sequels. I think the sequels are not that great. Next, Taxi, which I like. I'm a fan of Queen Latifah. She's one of my celebrity crushes, and I've always enjoyed this movie. You got Jimmy Fallon, who I think at the time was just coming off of Saturday Night Live and starting to slowly get into films. Next we have Mo Money with the Wayans. I haven't seen this. I've heard great things. It's got Marlon, Damien, I think, yeah, and that's pretty much it, I believe. I'm sure there's a few other Wayans brothers that are in this that will make cameos, but I'm looking forward to that. Next is Roseanne 10 fan favorites. This includes, episodes from different seasons. Of course, you get the first episode of season 1. We've got episode 3 and 24 from season 3, episodes 14 from season 5, episode 24 from season 2, episode 12 from season 3. We had got episode 13 and 16 from season 5, and episode 5 from season 7. So I'm looking forward to it. I would like to get the Halloween compilation DVD that they have, and then eventually get the entire series. And then I picked up not picked up, but I guess in a way, this was also part of the mystery box. But this is Samuel L. Jackson in Shaft. This is, of course, the remake. It's got a great cast. You got Busta Rhymes, Toni Collette, Richard Roundtree, who I believe is the original Shaft actor, Christian Bale, who's the villain, Jeffrey Wright, Vanessa Williams. I mean, just an absolutely amazing cast. The sequel, that sequel's not that great. But yeah, very happy with receiving those in the mystery box. There was a few other ones I didn't care for, so I actually ended up just listing those on eBay. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the Salvation Army pickups. So first we have the Three Ninjas uh, sequel collection, which includes Kickback, High Noon at Mega Mountain, and Knuckle Up. I still need to get the first movie so I can revisit these, or at least revisit the first one. I've never seen the sequels. I believe there's a Blu-ray set in Australia. Maybe down the road I'll upgrade to that, but very happy to find that. Picked up A Christmas Carol, or Christmas Carol the movie. This has Nicolas Cage and Kate Winslet. Just I made a minor mistake because when I opened it, there was no disc, and I didn't check it while I was there. But that is okay because the great thing about eBay is you can find a lot of titles that are just disc only. So I'm not too worried. I'll be able to get the disc for that. Next is Pieces of April. I've only seen bits and pieces on YouTube, no pun intended, but I am looking forward to watching this. It is a Thanksgiving movie. It's got a great cast. Oliver Platt's in this, Sean Hayes from Will and Grace. So, yeah, should be a good watch. The next three here, I think, were probably one of the best finds at the Salvation Army. I found The Mighty Ducks, D2 The Mighty Ducks, and D3 The Mighty Ducks. To find all three of those I thought was awesome. They go for about like 20 to 25 on eBay, so to get them $1 a piece was definitely worth it. Love these movies. Of course, I prefer part two. I think a lot of people prefer part two. Of course, the third movie is the weakest. I mean, Emilio Estevez only has a small amount of screen time. I don't even think he wanted to do the third film. And there's a couple, like one character that doesn't show up until the very end that was in the sequel. So yeah, it has its flaws, but there are also some great things about it. But very happy to find those. Next is Walking Tall. This is of course the remake. It's got Johnny Knoxville in it. I really like this movie. I haven't seen the sequel or the original and its sequels, but I will eventually check those out. But it also has Neil McDonough, who is well known for playing Damien Dark in Arrow. Next, we have West Side Story, which is a great musical, great story. Natalie Wood, of course. I had the Blu-ray, wasn't in the best shape, so I figured eventually I'd get it back into my collection. So I did manage to find the DVD. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you guys give it a watch. It's a good one. I at least in my opinion, I think it's good. The next two that I found are two animated movies. The first one being The Secret of Nim from 1982. It's a Don Bluth film. I'm trying to get a lot of his movies. I like his, a lot of his work. So like All Dogs Go to Heaven, this, Land Before Time, and there's a few other ones. Troll in Central Park, which is a grail for me. So glad to find that. And then I also found The Secret of Nim too. So it was really cool to find both of those. It was very rare to find like the sequels to a lot of the movies. Like when I was looking at the selection, I found the first Mighty Ducks, and I was going to put it back, but as I was looking at all the movies, I of course came across the first one and the third one. I knew right away I had to snag them. And it was the same with Secret of Nim. I had picked up the second movie, and I was like, all right, maybe they don't have the first one. And again, I was going to put it back, but then I was able to find the first one, so it worked out. All right, so some of the titles I picked up at Goodwill. First one being Nickelodeon's Out of the Vault Returns. It's a compilation of some animated shows, and these are the shows that you get. These are great to have. Even if you have the complete series set, these are great because you can, put it in the background if you're doing something. So it's always nice to have those. Next, we have Toothless. This is I think, the Wonderful World of Disney uh, DVD. I think this is one of those Sunday ABC movies that they would do, and then the rerun would go on to the Disney Channel. And yeah, I remember enjoying this one. I know we lost Kirstie Alley a couple years ago. Regardless of what you think of her as a person, I think she was a very talented actress. She aged very well. Of course, you know, as she got older, she had that show where she had put on a lot of weight. But nonetheless, I really like her work. Look Who's Talking, you know, our great films. Of course, there's Cheers, and yeah, there's Toothless. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. That DVD, if you come across it, can sell anywhere from like 15 to 20 on eBay. A lot of the Disney titles, especially if they were only exclusive to Disney Movie Club, DVD wise, will go up there in price. Not as expensive as the Blu-rays, but they still go up there because a lot of people missed out on the Blu-rays, so the demand for it has gone up tremendously. Well, some titles have gone up tremendously, but others not so much. The next two, actually, the next three are snapper cases. So I picked up C Spot Run, which is a fun one, early David Arquette film. Yeah, what is this, like 2000? 2001. So yeah, I remember really enjoying this. David Arquette, I think, is fantastic. Next is Now and Then, the female version of Stand By Me. This is a disc-wise, it's a better condition than what I had. And then Sugar and Spice, which surprisingly I don't think has a Blu-ray. So it's about high school cheerleaders who try to rob a grocery store. And then last but not least are my Waterfront mission pickups. The first one being the Complete Weird Cartoons. This is a compilation and early Shot Factory release. This has controversial cartoons that deal with, like, you know, has like racism, sexual content, you know, stuff that in today's standard would be way too controversial. So it is interesting. A lot of these are from like the 30s, 1927, 1941. We've got one from Walt Disney from 1914, which is crazy. But you get Alice's Eggplant, Frogland, Alice and the what is it? The Torreader. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Hold Anything, Betty Boop's Crazy Inventions, Inky and the Mina Bird. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to check these out. And it even states on the back, it says the collection of vintage cartoons is not only a loopy primer on animation history, it is also an offbeat reflection of Western civilization in the early 20th century. The racism in Little Black Sambo and the overt sexuality of Betty Boop are all the more shocking when you think that this is what Grandma and Grandpa grew up watching. From the works of the world's very first animator, Emil Cole, to Walt Disney himself, Johnny Legend has compiled a preserved anthology of twisted Americana that is guaranteed to surprise, delight, and amaze. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to say the least. So next is Original Sin with Antonio Banderas and Angelina Jolie. This is from 2000. Looks like a action drama thriller type of film, so I'm looking forward to that. Next is Betrayed with Tom Berenger and Deborah Winger from 1988. Looks like it's a drama that deals with like a cult. Why not? So, looking forward to that. And then last but not least is the complete first season of Once Upon a Time. Excuse me, which is one of my favorite shows. I already have season 3. I got season 3 part of a mystery box a while back. I think during like Black Friday or Christmas. So very happy to find the first season out in the wild. So Just 5 more seasons, and then the series will be completed. I do want to eventually get the Blu-ray for this series because with my 4K player upscaling, I feel like this show's going to really stand out and look absolutely incredible. So we shall see. But there you have it. Those are my titles that I picked up. If you've seen any of these, let me know what your thoughts are. Definitely comment down below. And again, hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more content. On Film Talk with Mikey, of course. And depending on the time of day and whatever day of the week you are watching this, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month, year, whatever it may be. I hope it's nothing but happiness, great, filled with happiness, love, and just great success. I'm still trying to wake up, might need to get myself some breakfast, and I'm definitely going to finish up this coffee. For sure. But till then, guys, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.